Xeon looked at the hourglass in his hand. And what? His choice of the hourglass was by no means a fit of anger or coincidence. From the moment I entered the room filled with clutter, I felt a strange attraction. This hourglass was at the root of all attraction. It was smaller than the palm of one's hand and was covered in delicate patterns. It would have been an object of interest to collectors if the world had not come to such a conclusion. Xeon turned the hourglass. Then, fine sand fell down. About 10 minutes. It was the time it took for the sand to completely fall away. It means that if you turn it over once, the sand will fall out for 10 minutes. Xeon felt strangely energized throughout his body. What is it, really? Is it something related to my awakening? Xeon turned the hourglass over again. The sand particles fell again. Now that I look at it, the sand particles are unusually fine. It was more beautiful and red than the red desert sand that fills the world. I have never seen sand like this. Just in case, Xeon tried using his powers on the hourglass. I was wondering how you would react if it was something that really related to you. Move. He gave a command to the red sand in the hourglass. But the red sand just fell down without any care. Xeon tried to move the red sand again with concentration, but the result was the same. Oh my God! Am I mistaken? Xeon nervously put the hourglass in his pocket. Anyway, it was an item that was exchanged for a precious magic stone. I couldn't just throw it away because it wasn't moving the way I wanted it to. Xeon thought the start of the day was really unlucky. But for him, the real worst was about to begin. When he returned to his accommodation, a man was waiting for him. He was a man of large stature and a fierce appearance. As if to prove that he had not lived an easy life, his face and upper body were covered in scars. As soon as his eyes met with Xeon's, the man opened his mouth. Are you the kid who came yesterday? Yes. But who are you? And what? Why don't you come to the mine in the morning? And what? What is that? And what? If you come to work, you have to run to the mine, and you should come here to find you. And what? The man's name is Park Man Ho. He was an E-class awakener and was in charge of the mine. The Magic Stone mining city was largely operated by two systems. The mine is a key facility, and the guards that operate and defend the city where the mine is located. Park Man Ho was in charge of the mine operations. Put miners in the tunnels and take full control of the magic stones they mine. The person with the most power in the mining town was Park Man Ho. Advertisements. Xeon made an excuse. Because no one called. Ellipsis. Quote. This kid is funny. Why are you calling me? A guy who came to work should know how to come. No, but still. Quote. Okay, just follow me, kid. Don't roll the cart. Park Man Ho is a seasoned professional in the mining town. I've met so many people and I know how to manipulate them effectively. Dealing with a punk like Xeon was no easy task for him. No, that wasn't all. Everyone in this magic stone mine was like that. They were a school of piranhas, hunting for prey that had fallen into the water. When a good prey is left behind, they rush in all at once and try to gnaw through even the bones. To them, a little kid like Xeon was easy prey. Xeon also realized that fact. From Clexy's inspiration to Park Man Ho, everyone was steeped in greed. The problem is that there is no way out of their hands now. I couldn't reveal the fact that I had awakened to the public, but I couldn't disobey Park Man Ho's orders either. Above all, he was not given time to think. Everyone was pushing him forward without even giving him time to think. Xeon thought he was dirty, although he wanted to endure the ordeal. Without entering the mine, Xeon knew that it was impossible. Once I entered the mining town, I couldn't defy Park Man-ho. Moreover, Park Man-ho was an E-class awakener. The rank insignia on his wrist told him that Park Man-ho was an awakened one. That too is a martial arts world. It was the most common, but it was not something that could be treated lightly. The class that most effectively dealt with the power they possessed was the martial arts class. It was an opponent that the current Xeon could not handle. Damn it. The mine manager himself came to see me. If only the bus had arrived safely yesterday, this wouldn't have happened. There were many applicants for the miners, so it wouldn't have been noticeable, even if one Xeon was missing. But unfortunately, they all died to the sandworm, and only one Xeon was able to join. It was even stranger that it went unnoticed. However, when Xeon hesitated and did not follow, Park Man-ho's eyes changed. This kid is real. Phew. Park Man-ho hit Xeon. Huh. Xeon fell out with a scream. Park Man-ho trampled on Xeon like that. You little shit. Didn't I tell you not to roll Shinchan around? Huh. Bam. Bam. Xeon was hit without even being able to scream. Maybe because I was awake, it wasn't as painful as I expected. It seemed like we could fight back. But Xeon endured it. Advertisements. Now was not the time to rebel. It was a time when I needed to build up my strength. It's not too late to seek revenge. John curled up like a shrimp and endured all of Park Man-ho's violence. As his anger subsided, Park Man-ho stopped beating Xeon. If you roll the Shin-chan again or spit on me, then you will die for real. Do you understand? And quat. Yes, and quat. If you understand, follow me. Park Man-ho walked away without even listening to Xeon's answer. John, who had gotten up with difficulty, followed Park Man-ho without saying a word. Splash. Xeon ground his teeth. His face was a mangled mess, and there were bruises all over his body. I'm holding on because I'm awake. If it were before, I would have been sick in bed for days. John thought as he glared at Park Man-ho's back. I don't know about other guys, but I will definitely kill you. Park Man-ho didn't even care about Xeon's wounds. Here, miners were nothing more than expendable commodities. A consumable item that can be used to its full potential and then thrown away at any time when it wears out or breaks. There was no reason to worry about the safety of consumables. Park Man-ho arrived at the entrance to the tunnel with Xeon. A miner was waiting at the entrance. Park Man-ho said to him, "Give this kid some gear," and quat. "All right," and quat. The miner quickly handed Xeon a pickaxe, a hard hat with a flashlight, and a backpack containing several days' worth of food. Park Man-ho said, "I'll deduct the cost of the pickaxe and food from your daily wages. If you dig up the magic stone, just put it in your backpack and leave." Is this the end? Aren't you going to tell me how to mine the magic stone? Fuck. Shouldn't you learn how to use a pickaxe? You can just hit it. Park Man-ho's voice grew louder again. The miner who had handed Xeon his pickaxe and backpack backed away in fear. Park Man-ho's nickname was Tyrant of the Tunnel. Even if the numbers were slightly off, they used violence. Because of that, all the miners feared him. Xeon was dumbfounded. It's absurd to just force us into the tunnel, and to not even teach us a single basic knowledge. This was no different from telling someone to just die. Park Man-ho said to the miner, "Hey, put this kid in tunnel 972. 972 times, that's, ... Stop talking and just put it away." "Okay, I understand." As Park Man-ho's voice grew louder, the miner quickly answered. He grabbed Xeon's hand and pulled him towards him. "Advertisements. Hey, let's go." And quat. "Yes, yes." And quat. So, Xeon entered the tunnel without any preparation. Park Man-ho shouted from behind. You, punk. Don't even think about coming out until you dig up the magic stone. Heed my words." Xeon felt something welling up in his chest. Really? He vowed that once he gained power, he would definitely take revenge on Park Man-ho. Xeon now clearly understood the physiology of the magic stone mine. There is no such thing as your own side here. If you look weak or vulnerable, you will be eaten. Everyone had to be considered an enemy and be on guard. Xeon blamed his own lax attitude after arriving at the magic stone mine. Xeon walked through the tunnel, stealing his resolve. Even though it was only the beginning, the tunnel was very narrow. Because the tunnel was dug by hand without the help of machines, it was bound to be narrow. Then the miner spoke up. "Consider it just bad luck. You got caught when the captain was in a bad mood." "What do you mean?" "The captain lost all his money at the casino." "Is there a casino here? Isn't it just gambling? There's nothing that doesn't have prostitutes, alcohol, and drugs?" "I'm telling you this out of concern, but you'd better not get caught up in those kinds of things. You'll end up working hard and only doing good things for others." The miner has been here for 5 years. All of his comrades who came here with him were either killed or injured. No matter how strong your will is, it can crumble in an instant if you get swept up in the atmosphere. But if you want to save money and go out, you need to come to your senses. What kind of place is Tunnel 972? "I'll go and tell you," the miner mumbled. Xeon instinctively realized that the tunnel he had been assigned to was not an ordinary place. "Shit. I thought about running away for a moment, but I soon gave up." Around the mining town, there was an endless desert. It was clear that if he tried to run away rashly, he would end up drying out in the sun and dying. The first priority is to develop your abilities. Things happened so quickly that I haven't been able to see the extent of my abilities yet. If I was left alone, I had to check my abilities first. Only then could I come up with a plan. Countless forks in the road appeared before Xeon. The miner taught Xeon how to distinguish the forks in the path. If you look closely, you'll see arrows engraved at the fork in the road. The red arrow points to going underground, and the blue arrow points to the direction of coming up to the surface. So when you come out, always follow the blue arrow. Got it? And quat. Yes, and quat. It felt like I had descended at least several hundred meters underground. Only then did the miner who had been guiding Xeon stop. "This is tunnel number 972. Xeon looked at the tunnel the miner was pointing to. Advertisements. The thick darkness inside the tunnel was swaying as if calling out to us to come in. "Just go in here and get to work." "I don't have a good feeling about this. 4 people have already been killed inside. Be careful. What if it's a mutation? He's dead." And quat. Yes, and quat. "I don't know why they died. Everyone assigned here died, so no one wants to go into tunnel 972. That's why the captain sent you, a new recruit. Fuck. Xeon looked dumbfounded at the miners. Explanation. The miner looked at Xeon with an expression that said he understood everything. He, too, felt guilty about putting the young Xeon here, but there was nothing he could do. He was just a miner who had to do whatever he was told. I hope you come out alive and safe. With those words, the miner headed towards his mine shaft. Xeon, left alone, looked at the 972 tunnels. You mean everyone died? You put me in a place like that on purpose? Just because you didn't feel good? Parkman ho! You will definitely die by my hand.